Didn't mean to turn you on. It's like a dance hall in here, baby. Get down. SATURDAY Night Vlogs. How's everyone doing? This is going to be a Saturday day vlog, really. It's early in the day. Right there, bang. Oh, you're late. You're late. But I do have plans tonight, so I figured I'd do kind of a day vlog. And I'm getting ready to cook. And I was doing a little dance right there before. I was feeling the music, getting into the groove. And as you can see right here, I'm going to make some capellini, San Giorgio. And I got some spices in there, some secret spices. Yeah, look at that secret spices. Spice it up, baby. Turn it up. And it's a beautiful day out. A beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I'm in a goofy mood. I haven't shaved or showered yet. I just walked the dogs. I'm gonna get something to eat. Just been kind of a lazy day, doing some chores and stuff like that around the house. But now I'm getting the day started and finally gonna get something to eat. Just doing some computer stuff, some editing and things like that. And oh, loving this weather right now. You know, the fall time is coming, the leaves are changing. I love that fall foliage. I could never live anywhere where it didn't have the changing of the seasons. Fall foliage, winter, I love snow. I mean, it's, you know, nobody wants to drive in the snow, but I love the look of it. It's just that pure, you know, white snow and, you know, snowball fights, snowball forts, you know, coming in after, you know, playing around in the snow, you know, drinking hot chocolate in front of the fireplace, watching the snow fall down. You know, I like Christmas movies as well, and building snowmen as well. It's just a fun time. I love winter. Winter's awesome, but I do love fall as well. I mean, this is awesome. This time of year, there's so many more horror movies that are being released on Blu-ray and DVD, and more horror movies on TV as well. I mean, I love horror. It's my favorite genre by far. I love all genres, but horror is my favorite. And it's cool to see everybody getting into the spirit of, you know, horror movies and stuff for Halloween. I wish it was like that all the time, but, you know, that's cool. I love basically October to like February. That's my favorite time of year. I love it. You know, Halloween, that whole time with horror movies, and my birthday's in November, and then you got Thanksgiving, and you got Christmas, and football season, and just, oh, I love it. The air is crisp, and it's beautiful. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And here's the beer pong table right there, which I've shown before. And I've actually had a few people ask to film a game of beer pong, which is kind of hard to do because usually when I play with my roommate, it's just my roommate and I playing, so it'd be kind of difficult. But maybe I'll get a few people in here. We could do a little bit of filming of like a party, or maybe just a couple people, you know, just film doing beer pong. Beer pong's fun. Before like a month ago, I haven't played beer pong in years. But I lived in my fraternity house when I was in college, so we played beer pong all the time. It definitely brings back a lot of memories, and it's a lot of fun. This is like the legit beer pong table. Whoever came up with that idea, great entrepreneur. I'm upset that I didn't come up with it first. Like an official licensed beer pong gear. Kind of like the Major League Baseball look right there. And then the pinball machine, I got it in a couple games. Yeah, there's a little trick to it to get the strikes. I'm getting close. I got like 4 strikes in a row is my highest. And then it's cool, I think on the 3rd strike you see the little turkey. I'm not a big bowler, but my high score on this game right here I think was 146. And I think to get on the board for the top 3 scores, I think you have to get 150 is like the 3rd place person right now, so I gotta break them. So close. Every time I have a big game, the next game I have like a crappy game. So yeah, pinball machines. I love pinball machines as well. And then here we go. It's so beautiful out. Go ahead and open the door. Oh, look at that. Fall foliage. Leaves falling down. Love it. And that's going to look beautiful in the wintertime. The snow all on the trees. Oh, I'm going to sit out here with some hot cocoa. Relax out. Love it. I told you it was a beautiful day out. Oh, midnight moon. I remember a few times we played beer pong and we put this in the front cup, which I like to call the front cup of doom or front cup of death. And oh, it's so nasty. Ugh. But I do want to try the strawberries in there. It's probably going to be super strong. But yeah, this is the legal moonshine, Midnight Moon. I have a cherry one upstairs. It's a different brand though. I don't know, it was cool to at least try it. It's the Junior Johnson's family recipe right here, Midnight Moon Moonshine, strawberry flavor with the big strawberries down there. Looks like heads in a jar. Speaking of which, I just saw a movie called Shiver last night, and the front cover looked awesome. It looked like, the front cover of it looked like the movie The Collector. On the front cover has a guy putting up a jar, and it's got like heads in the jars. I was like, oh, this looks awesome. And it has a great cast, John Jarrett from Wolf Creek, you know, he was creepy in that movie. And Danielle Harris, super big crush on her. Had a crush on her ever since I was a kid. It's got Casper Van Dien, Rachel Dawn Chong, I always mess up her name. She was in Soul Man. I think she's Chong's daughter, Tommy Chong. Yeah, but she was in there too. Ray Dawn Chong, I think is her name. There we go. But, you know, it was basically about a serial killer, and I really was disappointed by that movie. It was nothing like the cover suggests, but I mean, that's good marketing promotion with that cover. It'll probably make people want to check that movie out with that cover. It made me want to check it out. But yeah, it was so dialogue heavy. I've never seen a serial killer talk so much in a movie and do so little, really. There were some cool parts to it, some cool gore and kill scenes, and Danielle Harris was in the majority of the movie, and she's hot. But yeah, John Jarrett was kind of disappointing from the Wolf Creek role to this. It's like night and day. So Shiver was a disappointment. And seriously, how cool is this lamp? I think I've shown it before, but I love that lamp. The Homer lamp. Oh, love The Simpsons. And my roommate is a super big fan of The Simpsons. The toxic sludge oozing out right there, and a box of donuts. And he's just eating the donuts, and right there with the mug. Pretty cool. And so I'm just waiting for this to boil and break up the noodles in there. I like to break up my capellini into 3 or 4 pieces so it's not like super long. I know some people like their capellini super long so they can do the Lady and the Tramp kind of thing going on. I don't like it like that. I always feel like I'm gonna choke on it or something like that. So I break it up into different parts right there, sections. And tonight I've got a date, and then I'm going to a comedy show, so it's gonna be a fun time. And like I said, I've been a little lazy. Still gotta shower and shave. I got to do 3 S's right there. That's 3. And I'm just waiting for my food, and then I'll have some more energy. Not that I need any more, because I'm already in a goofy mood, but that's good. That's fun, energetic. So this is basically what I look like right out of bed. I mean, I've been up for a while, but you know, I haven't showered yet, like I said. So maybe I'll eat my food, jump in the shower, and then come back out and show you what it looked like, all fresh and clean. So fresh and so clean. But yeah, I'm going to skip the whole cooking part because I've done a whole cooking video before. Done a couple cooking videos. So yeah, I'll skip that part and go right into my tummy. About to break this up, show you what I mean real quick. So we can get that angle. Is that a good angle? Probably not. Whatever. Go right there. I'll put that in the pot. That's 1 break. There's a 2nd break. It's falling all over the place, but it's a hard angle to get. And now I'm going to do it again, so it'll be 4 separate ones right there. But there we go. It's a little bit easier to eat that way. I prefer it. And I always feel like I don't know, I've got like a weird thing about choking. So yeah, I like to break up my noodles like that. Easier to eat in smaller pieces and not some super long thing going down your throat. Well, that sounded wrong. Don't get any ideas. Nothing like that going on, especially with me. But yeah, I don't like my noodles long unless it's my own. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's one of those days. And while that's boiling, I'll go ahead and show you my fridge again. I'm getting low on the beers. Need to pick up some more beers. Had a bunch of pumpkin beers. Now, how cool is this? I've never seen the coconut water with the big flakes in there like that. It's pretty cool. I've had lots of coconut water before, but usually they're in like the pouch drink kind of ones. And oh my gosh, this is amazing. Heinz limited edition, baby. Heinz limited edition jalapeno ketchup. So good. Oh my gosh. Love it. As you can see, I've pretty much killed the bottle. I would just rub it all over my body. Oh, it's so good. Once it hits your mouth, it's just like love. So good. I'm going to get like a ton of these and stock up on them. But yeah, I got to pick up some more beers, getting a little bit low. And oh man, these Pop-Tarts are banging as well. Chocolate peanut butter, so good. The commercials, all I see are for just peanut butter, which I think might be a little too dry, but these chocolate peanut butter ones are amazing. Yum-tastic. And here's some of the fridge right there. Some Pops that I got at like the dollar store, which I've never even had any of them yet. When I was a kid, I used to love those, but yeah, I guess as an adult, I just really don't want to mess with them. And then my Boca Burgers. I do love my Boca Burgers. And coconut ice cream. I love coconut, so. And I love ice cream. Ice cream! And I might do a food review on the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup right there. I did a couple food reviews already. The Choco Taco and something else. Oh, you know, I did an Oreo one, which I haven't posted yet as well. One of those Oreo Klondike sandwiches, which was pretty good, except I got the sticky Oreo fingers. But yeah, oh, I love Reese's. I love peanut butter and chocolate mixed together. But I'm not a big fan of chocolate by itself. Chocolate and peanut butter mixed together, awesome. And chocolate and coconut, and chocolate and mint, and chocolate and a whole bunch of stuff. And not chocolate by itself. And I'm a big fan of cold treats. Yeah, not so much like candy bars and stuff like that, but the cold treats, oh, love it. Cereal, cereal and milk, cereal and milk. Diet V8 Splash, the nectar of the gods, I love it. It tastes nothing like regular V8, so don't even think about that. Regular V8 makes you want to barf. But this tastes like Kool-Aid to me. And it's got some good stuff in it. Of course, it's got the red food coloring, which is no good, but it's got some antioxidants and vitamins and stuff. I love it. But probably my favorite drink ever. Next to Jack and Coke. You gotta stir it up. Stir, stir, stir your noodles gently down the pot till it gets into my tummy. Yeah, my tummy. And also, whenever I do this, I usually talk to it. You know, I mix it up in there, sing a little song to my food. You know, it's just like talking to plants. You know, it makes it taste better. Not the plants, the food. But yeah, Bob Marley too. Stir it up. Yeah, I can't really do a good Bob Marley, but there you go. Just cooking my capellini up. Wait for it to get all nice. I just had to show you this real quick. My life is a comedy of errors. You know, I put the spaghetti on the plate right there, pouring it out. And first of all, let me say that I'm gonna half this up. I'm gonna eat half of it now, and I'm gonna save the other half for later when I get back in. But yeah, that looks all good. And then, yeah. Just dropped it all over the place. And it's sticking right there too. What can you do? You just gotta put a smile on your face. You just gotta laugh it off, be happy, because it's still a good time. You gotta be positive. That's what you gotta do. Comedy of errors, baby. Gotta love it. Shake it off. To turn you on. It's like a dance hall in here, baby. Get down. How's everybody doing? I just got back. But yeah, just a little before midnight and the date went well. The comedy show was awesome. I love going to my comedy club. I'm like VIP status. As soon as I step in the door, they're getting my seat ready for me. As soon as they see me, they usher me to the front right there, the very front row, right in front of the stage, which is cool. And I get a lot of chances to meet some of the comedians, which other audience members may not get that opportunity. I'll get invited back into the green room. It's just awesome. Like I said, I go at least 2 to 3 times a month to my local comedy club. They have great acts there, so it was just an awesome time. And it's always a good time there. I mean, comedy, I love it. Stand-up comedy, live music, that's the way to go. And I got some stuff right here, random stuff right here. I did a food review for this already, s'mores candy corn. I got the smaller bag before, and it turned out to be really good, so I ended up getting more of this. Normal candy corn is just usually too sweet for me, but the s'mores candy corn isn't as sweet, and it was delicious. So, got some of that. And what else do I got here? Jack. I didn't get that at Target, obviously. They don't sell alcohol like that in the stores in New Jersey. They do in other states, like when I lived in New York, you can go to the gas station and get wine and beer, or Stop and Shop and get wine and beer, but not here, not in Jersey. And actually, somebody, this is funny, somebody, one of my food reviews, they requested that I do a food review of baby food. Thanks. Thank you, by the way. You just want to see me do gross stuff. That's really what you want to see. You want to see me just like throw up on camera and eat gross food, and thank you. That's what you want, I know. But I got this Plum Organics pumpkin and banana organic baby food. I think I'm going to do a food review for this. You know, I'm going to also make it for part of my 31 days of horror / Halloween, which that's another thing too. You know, I love this type of year. I love Halloween in general. I was talking about that before earlier when I was filming about, you know, just all the horror movies, the fall foliage. And I love basically from October to February because I love the winter as well. But you know, Halloween is awesome. But I do think kids these days are not enjoying the full benefit and holiday of Halloween. Halloween was awesome. When I was a kid, there's gate night. There's the night before. Some people call it mischief night, but it's the night before Halloween. People go out and shaving cream and toilet paper. You know, sometimes I can understand that's kind of vandalism and, you know, property damage. But I mean, if you're doing it to each other, like we would shave and cream each other and throw eggs at each other, and it was a fun time. There's a discussion on Facebook with some old friends from high school and stuff. There's somebody had a sock. It was like a Homie the Clown kind of sock. I think they had flour or something in it, and they were hitting people with it, and crazy times. But yeah, some crazy memories with that, which was a lot of fun though. You know, shaving creaming each other and egging each other. So much fun. And then Halloween night, you know, groups of us would get together. We'd, you know, get candy and stuff. And then we'd go back to whoever's house and put all the candy out, and we would trade candy and stuff like that. It was just so much fun, and kids are missing out. Like, there's no trick-or-treaters around anymore. There hasn't been for years. I think it's just all about, you know, society has changed as a whole, and people are just paranoid. There's no razor blade in Apple ever. I think this, you know, since terrorism happened, 9/11 happened, and all these different things you see in the news, people are just freaked out. But if, you know, even back in the day, there'd be parents that would watch on the corners and stuff like that. Just do that now. There's no reason that kids shouldn't be allowed to trick-or-treat, and this paranoia is just unwarranted, in my opinion, for this holiday, and kids are missing out. I guess kids nowadays, they go to the mall or something, which, that's crazy. That's taking the fun out of it. And I live in a very populated area, very similar to where I was in New York, and the streets would be flooded with kids back then, but not anymore. Some Gatorade. I don't know why I'm showing you this. I was just showing you for, I don't think you guys want to see the tuna and stuff that I have in here. Soap and water. But yeah. I'm going to do the 31 days of horror / Halloween, where I'm going to do lots of food reviews, beer reviews that have pumpkin in it and like fall stuff. And then of course some horror movie reviews and Blu-ray and DVD updates that have to do with horror as well. I want to try to do a video a day, you know, having to do with something like that, Halloween or horror-wise. So look out for food review of some baby food, pumpkin and banana. Thanks to whoever recommended that. I hate you. I'm just kidding. I'm all for it. I don't mind. Give it a shot. Who knows? Maybe it could be interesting. And there's my dog. My dog was sick earlier. He has seizures, unfortunately. And the vets don't know, you know, what causes it or why or anything like that. But he's all right now. It's a Chihuahua. Yeah, he's a half bat, half chalupa. That's what I like to say. Put that ear up. There we go. Good boy. Roar! And I ended up picking up the Halloween 35th anniversary Digibook edition. This is super disappointing in my opinion, packaging wise. Look how thin that is. It's like paper thin, and I hate the disc packaging as well right there for it. What the heck is that? Really? Oh, that's awful. And this whole thing was disappointing, and the spine was all like pushed under. I had to like move it to get the spine looking normal. Very disappointing. For something like this, they should have done better packaging-wise. I don't really like the cover either. I would have liked the classic old-school cover right there, but I heard the transfer is the best, so I'm looking forward to seeing the transfer. And the Colony, I thought it was decent. It wasn't... I was hoping for a little bit better. It's basically a snowy post-apocalyptic movie, and good cast. Lawrence Fishburne, Bill Paxton, Kevin Zegers did pretty good right there. He was basically the lead besides Lawrence Fishburne. And I actually interviewed the director, Jeff Renfro. It was my very first interview, and it was a phone interview, and I was nervous, and I completely did a huge faux pas. I messed up Bill Paxton's name. I was like, oh, did you like working with Lawrence Fishburne and Bill Pullman? Oh, womp womp, major fail, epic fail. And I couldn't edit that out because it was a phone interview. I was filming with my camera as well to get the audio. And another thing too, I messed up on my phone. I didn't have the audio up all the way because I put on speakerphone. I never really used speakerphone before. So yeah, a comedy of errors, but it was a learning experience. Now in the future I know. And I guess, you know, I was nervous, but also Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman, I feel like a lot of people get their names mixed up because they're similar names. But yeah, he corrected me, Jeff Renfro. He was cool about it. He wasn't, you know, a jerk about it. He was like, it's Bill Paxton. He was alright. He corrected me. I was like, oh, you know, I felt so bad getting that wrong. Because Bill Paxton's awesome. And he talked about the directing. And I thought Bill Paxton did a great job directing Frailty. I love Frailty. Super underrated horror movie with Matthew McConaughey, too, which I think he did a good job there. But The Colony, it was still pretty decent. It's like I said, it's a snowy post-apocalyptic movie. And I'm going to do a full movie review of this. And that'll be part of my 31 days of horror/Halloween. But I don't know, it was enjoyable. I did the ending. I wanted more from the ending especially. And then Q, the Winged Serpent, I picked that up recently as well. Love the heck out of that movie. Larry Cohen. It kind of reminds me of the Ray Harryhausen with the creatures, and kind of King Kong-ish a little bit too. Complicity was surprisingly good. I was actually really taken aback by this. It's, you know, the storyline is pretty cliche. There are some moments that are a little cliche, but the cast did a good job. And in this day and age, society-wise, I could see something like this actually happening. Because kids these days, yeah, it's a different world. Shiver, I talked about this earlier, love the heck out of the cover, but the movie itself was disappointing, especially with John Jarrett's character being the serial killer, and it was just, I mean, that's such a cool looking cover. I like the foil look to it. It reminds me of The Collector, but the most dialogue-heavy serial killer movie ever. Bloody Homecoming I thought was cool. It's a throwback to 80s slashers right there. Reminded me a lot of Prom Night. And actually my second interview was for the lead actress in Bloody Homecoming, Lexi Giovanni. She was super nice and refreshing and comfortable to talk to. So that was pretty cool. And this was actually surprisingly good too. It's basically like a take on National Treasure. Treasure Guards right here. It's the best way to put it. It's basically like National Treasure. And some of the people in here, though, you can tell English wasn't their first language, including that guy. But, I mean, it was decent. It wasn't bad. And Shadow Dancer, a few other ones right here. And I ended up getting Hatchet 3 signed up right there. I actually really enjoyed this movie. If you like the Hatchet series, I think you'll really enjoy Hatchet 3. I was able to get it signed by a bunch of people in the cast. Kane Hodder, Adam Green, just tons of people. Caroline Williams. And then there's the editor right there on the back. Love the heck out of that one. And then Aberration was super disappointing, actually. Again, these trailers and the covers are really misleading sometimes, but it's all about promotion. And yeah, it's basically a Ghost Whisperer kind of movie. It's the best way to put it. And this was cheesy but fun. Chupacabra vs. the Alamo with Eric Estrada, a sci-fi original movie. It was basically CG Chupacabra attacking people. And that's the best way to put it. It was alright. I was expecting more from the big explosion at the end. But it was cheesy fun. And Eric Estrada, he was looking pretty good for his age. Good for him. And I also ended up picking up Outbreak, which is what I consider an epidemic thriller right there. That Ebola monkey. And then Joyride. So happy to get this on Blu-ray. I think this movie is so underrated. And I think it's one of those movies, again, that gets a bad rap because of the cast. Especially Paul Walker right there is the lead. You know, obviously he's from the Fast and the Furious movies and a few other movies. But he was in that one movie. Was it, I can't remember the name of it. Something with Jessica Alba and they're going down the ocean. I don't remember, but it was a pretty bad movie. But this one, I think, gets a bad rap because mostly of him being the lead in other movies that he played in. And I feel that way about a bunch of horror movies that have kind of well-known, fresh-faced actors who've been in other romantic comedies or, you know, action movies or TV shows. But this movie was really good. Good tension. Very simplistic as far as, you know, being chased down by the truck driver. But I love it. So happy to get this on Blue. Blue Rizzle. And Secret of the Grain on Criterion. Why do I not have this with my other Criterions? Oh, I'm a slacker. I gotta put this over there. I have like random Criterions apparently. In the Sandlot edition right there. 20th anniversary. I can't believe it's been 20 years. Love that movie though. Sword in the Stone. And the Robin Hood. I know I've heard some bad things about the transfer for Sword of the Stone. But I don't know. I'm sure it's better than the DVD release anyways. I'm hoping. Jeez. And here's some other horror Blu-rays I'm going to do a video for. So that's a sneak preview right there. Dun dun dun, feel special. And I just got back in and I wanted to show, I got a few things for my 31 days of horror/Halloween videos coming up. I got these Jones sodas right here with the Wolfman on the front, and it's a candy corn flavored soda. So I'm going to do some videos for that. They had a whole bunch of different ones, but this one was the one I decided to go with. So expect a review. I think this will be my first soda review ever. I've done beer reviews, and I recently started doing food reviews, so. But I figured it looked cool and Halloween-esque, so why not? That's pretty creepy. Watermelon, I love watermelon. It's my second favorite food. My first favorite food is deviled eggs. Everybody always seems surprised to hear that, like it's something really unique and different, which I guess it is, but I love deviled eggs. But watermelon, oh, so good. And it's just going out of season now, so they didn't have much left, but I decided to get some, and I love it. Let me know, do you guys like fresh fruit and vegetables? I love fresh fruit and vegetables. People always look at me weird when I say that, like, I don't know, but I guess I'm a unique guy. I'm not a big meat fan, at least red meat fan. I love fish, but I love my fruits and vegetables. Watermelon, I'm gonna cut this baby up. And you know, I cut watermelon up a certain way, and I guess some people have never seen that before, so I figured I'd show you how I cut my watermelon. I thought it was a common thing, but some people didn't know. It's basically a really simple way to make them cubed. I'll show you real quick. And this kind of reminds me of the Annoying Orange, which used to be like super popular on YouTube. It probably still is. I think it has its own TV show now too, but I kind of hated that show, but I would continue to watch it for some reason just to see what the hype was about. I don't watch it anymore, but it reminds me of the end of the episodes. Knife! If you guys have ever seen Annoying Orange. But basically what you do is, well, let me switch hands real quick. Cut my finger off if I don't switch hands. But it's very simple. What you do is you use the knife right here and you cut down. Oh, I cut too much right there. I suck. But yeah, you just do, this is hard to do one-handed, so forgive me. But yeah, once you cut them like that, then you want to cut them this way as well. Like, it's going to be hard to, yeah, hold on. You want to get deep in there. That's what she said. Sorry, I had to. Get deep in there like that. And you want to continue to go down this way, horizontally. And then you go down this way as well. See if I can do it like that, so I can give you a better angle. Yeep! Almost knocked over the camera. I need a camera, man. That's what's up. But there you go. Basically, once you cut it like that, you have them all cubed. You know, you go down vertically and then horizontally on each side, and you just take them right out, and they should be, well, this was a bigger piece right there. I didn't do it too evenly on some of the pieces, but you get the idea. Oh, awesome. But yeah, they're just, they come right out like that, and oh, it's so good. Sweet. I like to get the seedless ones. So they don't have the black seeds, but they have like the, you know, the smaller, like brownish seeds. And my dog loves watermelon as well. Watermelon is actually a really good thing to give to your dog. Fresh fruit like that. Certain fruits obviously you can't give, but watermelon is one of those good ones. But they come out really easily like that, and you know, they're cubed off. Pretty simple way to do it right there. So I just figured I would share that with you. Nom 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 nom. And I remember when I went to the wine and cheese party for my townhouse development, first of all, there's a lot of older people there. There's like 99%, you know, white-haired people drinking wine, you know, just gray and white-haired. There's only like 2 people there that were around my age, but they had, you know, cheese and fruit and all kinds of things and lots of bottles of wine, because again, it's a wine and cheese party. And I totally took all the watermelon and ate all the watermelon. They're like, what? I thought we got watermelon. Oh, you did. But now I do. My tummy does. And we have some Halloween decorations in the house now as well. So let's go ahead and check those out. I figured I'd go ahead and show you those. And actually, I'll show you this first. I picked this up. It's kind of like a Wolfman paper jointed cutout right there. And might put that on the door. Kind of looks like from the Michael Jackson Thriller video a little bit. And over here, we have my buddy. That's my buddy right there. I thought my dog would act like all crazy and bark at it, but he just went over to it and sniffed it. He's like, all right. Thought maybe he'd pee on it too, but he didn't. Hello there. My buddy and me. We hang out, drink some beers, you know, get down. That's how we get down, baby. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. And then some decorations over here at the door. You can see it kind of glows in the dark. It's pretty cool. It's cool, right? I like it. We're getting there. And then over here, we've got some decorations around the fireplace and the mantle. Some lights. I think next Saturday I'm going to do a video where I go out and go Halloween decoration shopping, get some more stuff. There's a Spirit of Halloween. Actually, I think it's just Spirit Halloween, which is kind of weird to me. It kind of bothers me. It should be Spirit of Halloween. But I think it's just called Spirit Halloween Store. It's a big store. They have all kinds of costumes and decorations for Halloween. It's just like a pop-up store they do seasonally. And so I'll check that out and see what they have there. Because a lot of the stores around here don't have a lot of Halloween related stuff. They've already skipped over. I've already seen decorations and stuff out for Christmas. I feel like people just skipped over Halloween. Like nobody really has their pumpkins out. I saw like maybe 1 or 2 people. The one house down the road that always has a ton of decorations out for every holiday, they don't have stuff out. I'm like, what's going on? So I gotta get some stuff. I gotta represent Halloween and get some more stuff out there. You know, I always see, every year I see the cheap spider web stuff that you know, that white kind of cheap stuff that you see, you just put on the bushes and stuff. I haven't seen that anywhere. I'm like, that should be everywhere. That's like a staple. But even the grocery stores, they didn't have a ton of trick-or-treat kind of candy, Halloween candy or stuff like that. A lot of decorations, nothing really. They only had like very sparse things. So I'm gonna go and go all out. I'm gonna go to Spirit Halloween, so the Spirit of Halloween. Bothers the heck out of me if you haven't noticed. I'm gonna do that next Saturday, so that's gonna be a Saturday night vlog of me going shopping for Halloween decorations and stuff like that. Maybe I'll find a costume as well, because I used to do my one costume from SNL, that one skit. A lot of you have probably seen the picture. If not, I'll put the picture up now. But I used to do that one every year, but now I've got a little chubby, put on about 20 pounds or so since last year. Yeep, gotta get back in shape. So I gotta find a new costume this year, so maybe I'll find that there too. So look forward to that next Saturday night vlog. And let me know what you think of the decorations so far. You know, there's a lot more stuff that I have to put up. I have a couple things already that I'm gonna add to it, and hopefully I'll find some more cool stuff when I go trick-or-treating for decorations. And I got some candy and stuff over here too. If you follow me on Facebook, I think I posted this already on here. Zombie food. And then somebody recommended this to me. I did reviews already. I filmed the videos. I haven't posted them yet for Milky Way caramel apple, which I thought those were gross. And some other stuff over here, some Little Debbie things. And so yeah, I'm representing Halloween. I'm getting some stuff ready, and I'm gonna go hard for Halloween. I'm gonna represent, because nobody around here has any stuff up, and I'm gonna get some more stuff and go all out. That's what I like to do. I love doing that, especially Halloween. I love Halloween. It was so much fun as a kid. These kids today, they're just missing out. But at least we have horror movies. Dun dun dun. Right there in my heart, baby. Oh, and I forgot about the spider web right here. Now obviously it looks fake, and you know, there's the spider right there. Kind of a cheap looking spider. But I will say, one thing does kind of creep me out a little bit about this. I don't know if you can see it too much, but it's the shadow of the spider. The fake spider right there. Looks cheap, but the shadow looks kind of creepy. Look at that spider shadow right there. It's just kind of creepy looking. It looks all mangled and like it's getting ready to get on the move. I don't like that. So that's kind of effectively creepy in the shadow. But I don't know, it's something cool and festive. I don't like spiders, they freak me out. I don't like bugs in general. Whenever I watch a spider movie, afterwards I get all creepy and itchy and have to look around to see if there's any bugs around. Even during the movies I'm like, nah. But I like pushing my limits. Push it to the limit. And I also picked up Lovely Molly from the makers of the Blair Witch Project and Lord of the Rings. Alright. 2 movies I did not care for that 99% of the movie-going population love. I know it's blasphemy for both of those, but Lord of the Rings, like half those movies could have been cut out. The pacing was just not for me personally. I remember I went to the theater to see the very first Lord of the Rings with my ex-girlfriend, and we walked out of the theater 3 hours in, and it still wasn't over. it just dragged and dragged and dragged. Like, how many times can they say, and they continue through the woods? They could have cut out at least an hour and a half of that movie. For all of those ones, really. The only one I really loved for the Lord of the Rings one was the last one, the final one. Some action going on, the pacing was better. And Blair Witch was just not for me. Blair Witch Project was one of the most overhyped movies ever for horror. And I felt like it's just one of those movies that anybody could make. Anybody could go out in the woods and blow snot bubbles and, you know, move around rocks and make stick figures, and was not impressive. But great marketing for Blair Witch, I'll give it that. And I didn't think that the Blair Witch Project was scary at all. And I felt the same way about Paranormal Activity. I didn't find either one of those movies scary or the least bit frightening. It was just people walking around for 99% of the movie. But I don't know, people love those movies, so there you go. And this is directed by Eduardo Sanchez, who directed Blair Witch Project. He also directed Altered, which is a fantastic, underrated alien abduction revenge movie. I highly recommend Altered if you like alien abduction movies. It's low budget, but it's really enjoyable. I love the ending to it. Lovely Molly I haven't seen. Heard mixed reviews, but I'm going to give it a shot. Eduardo Sanchez is hit or miss for me. Like some of his stuff, don't like other of his stuff. So, and then Theater Bizarre, which I guess is a horror anthology movie. Haven't heard too much about this one, but figured I'd pick that one up as well. Got both of those for pretty inexpensive. I think $7 for Theater Bizarre and $8 for Lovely Molly. Couldn't pass up those deals. Blind buys, but you know, give them a shot for that price. It's that special horror time of the year, so I gotta, you know, get out there and try to see some new horror movies that I haven't seen before. And here's Triple Dog, which has Scout Taylor Compton right there. This actually wasn't that bad. It's kind of cliched, some ridiculous aspects to it, but you know, some beautiful young actresses in here. And I thought Brittany Robertson, who played Chapin right there, the blonde girl, I thought she was excellent. She was by far the standout of the movie, and beautiful to look at as well. And it's basically, you know, Triple Dog Dare, just crazy dares essentially. And there's a twist to it as well, with a tragic accident that happened, and high school drama. And Brittany Robertson is like the no-nonsense girl who's also like the cool chick. It was fun though. And next up is Zombie Hunter with Danny Trejo. And you know what? For a movie that has Danny Trejo on the front cover, that big like that, and his name even before the actual title of the movie, you would expect more Danny Trejo in the movie. He wasn't in that much. And that's my main criticism about this movie. It needs more Danny Trejo. Actually, I was super disappointed in this movie. The lead guy was kind of doing his best Sin City impression. And there's a part where the guy's in the car, and it seems like, I don't know if the director or the producer or somebody was in this band, but they kept hardcore promoting this band. They would show the band name, and they would start playing music, and they kept zooming in on the band's name on the car radio. I'm like, is this a, you know, music video for this band? They did it twice, not just one song, but 2 songs. And there's actually so many other things in here that I had issues with. It was just ridiculous. The acting was pretty bad overall from just about everybody except for Danny Trejo. And there's all these creatures in here. It's, you know, it's a zombie film, and there's these like big creatures that kind of look like they're from Resident Evil, and they don't really explain that. It was a drug, and then the effects of the drug basically turn you into zombies, so pretty crazy. And then VHS 2, which I really enjoyed. I do prefer VHS, the first one, but this one has the best segment out of either one, and that would be the Safe Haven segment, which was amazing. And I do love these horror anthologies coming out lately, so pretty cool. And then I got Grabbers, which somebody on eBay was selling this, and they said it was region-free. You know, it said it in the title and the description, except it's not region-free. It says right there on the back, B, and it wouldn't play, so blah to that. That's just, and they want me to send it back and pay for the shipping. It's going to cost like half the cost of the whole thing to send it back to the UK. It's going to be, you know, like $10 to send this back to the UK. Blah. It should be, they should really pay to send it back because it was their fault for misrepresenting and misleading. And next up is Chaws, which is a Korean film about a wild boar attacking people, and yeah, good times. So there's a few more horror movies in there. But there you go. This I'm going to put this vlog in here for Saturday Night Vlogs as a consideration for being in the 31 days of horror / Halloween, because some people do like seeing my Saturday Night Vlogs, and I was trying to think of like how I could really make this part of the 31 days of horror / Halloween. And I figured, you know, I'm talking about horror movies and showing some horror movies I recently picked up, so that counts. And I discussed Halloween and my thoughts on all that stuff. Besides that, I was thinking, go pumpkin picking, but a lot of the pumpkin patches around here are no longer around. They got rid of them, some of the farms and stuff, and it's a shame. Pumpkin patches and haunted hay rides, you have to go like really far now, which is a bummer, but haunted houses too. But hopefully there'll be something around here. They'll pop up. There isn't anything right now. Somebody's got to have a haunted house though around here. For now, that's what I have. Maybe in the future, when it gets closer to Halloween, I'll do something like a Halloween party video, or go somewhere with a haunted house, something like that. Maybe I'll show you. You know what I always meant to do, this is carving my pumpkin. I do my pumpkin carving every year. I love that kind of stuff. I love going all out for decorations too, for my house. But yeah, so I'll probably do that coming up soon. You know, carving my pumpkin. Probably include that into a Saturday Night Vlog. Saturday Night Live from New Jersey. But there you go. This is going to be in my 31 days of horror. I can put it in here officially since I talked about horror and Halloween. And overall, it was a good night. I'll go ahead and show you some more movies and stuff too. Here's my Criterion collection right there. Those 3 shelves. I'll just go ahead and pan through some. I do have a couple signed ones, which I have shown before. Just gonna show some Criterions. I might do a video in the future showing like my top 5 horror Criterion releases. But there you go, and I'll show some more horror Blu-Rays and stuff over here. Here's some mixed in ones right over here. And of course I have everything in here in the closet as well still too. I got a couple new shelves, but of course I have to get more shelves. You probably can't even tell, but because I have so many. I actually ended up selling a bunch of movies recently too. I sold a whole bunch of Blu-Rays and DVDs. I didn't get a good deal at all. I sold them on Craigslist to this one guy who last year had me bring a whole bunch of horror movies, and even though I went to great lengths to describe every movie, I was very descriptive in my listing, talked about the condition of each one, showed pictures of each one, and when I got there, he looked at every single one, opened it up, took out the disc for every single DVD, and he decided not to buy them. I'm like, wow, thanks for wasting, you know, a lot of my time right there, because it was lengthy for him just to go through each one like that. We met up at Starbucks, and but as soon as I didn't want to give him my phone number. He kept, you know, this time around he kept asking me for my phone number. Let's go ahead and do this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, fine. And then as soon as I heard his voice, I'm like, I bet you it's that same guy, and it was. And I wasn't gonna mention it because, you know, I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to sell some movies. So if he was gonna buy something, whatever, I wasn't gonna mention it. I was like, you know what, you're gonna waste my time again. But he even asked me, he's like, did we meet up before? I was like, yeah, we did. And he ended up buying a bunch of stuff, so that was pretty cool. And I guess it was cool. I mean, it wasn't a great deal for me, but it was some extra money and some movies that I really didn't need or want in my collection. It's hard to get rid of some of these movies, especially, you know, a lot of these ones you're not going to get the value. I mean, it's hard for me to let go of some of these movies. I'm trying to, you know, rationalize it to myself. I'm like, oh, I'm keeping this movie because it does have a cool scene, even though I wasn't a big fan of the movie. Oh, I like this actress in it, you know, something like that. And, you know, you're going to get, what, like $1, $2 a DVD unless it's out of print. And Blu-ray is, what, $3, $4 maybe per movie? So I'm almost like, just let's keep it. I'll have a library, essentially. But I just don't have the space. And, you know, you can't even tell that I got some extra shelves. I do plan to get a couple. I'm going to see if I can fit. I know I can fit one extra shelf down there at the bottom of each one, but I want to see if I can move each one of these up and fit another shelf in there. And I do plan to get the 4th bookcase, but I'm just realizing I might have to just try to cut down more because I have so many movies. Like right here, I have the ones on the floor and some of the ones over there. And then, you know, I have random ones, like just random spots and stuff, and, you know, over there, and, you know, right there, and over there, and then just, I have the ton in the closet right there. I mean, you can't even, some of these ones are stacked up past the clothing and everything, and I love Cold Parade 2, by the way. One of my favorite slashers of recent memory. But yeah, I gotta figure out something for the shelving wise, and, you know, get all these movies out of my closet and off the floor. But there you go, there's my Saturday night vlog live from New Jersey, and I hope everybody had a great Saturday night. Let me know what you guys are doing this Saturday night. Leave me a comment or a video response down below. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.